Ready to add vintage charm to your Valentine's Day? From doily garlands to teacup candles, I'm sharing 8 fun crafts to decorate your home or give as gifts. Let's get started. Hi friends, welcome back to Summerhill. In today's video, we are doing something fun. I am sharing with you some vintage Valentine crafts that you can use to decorate your home, or I'm even going to show you one fun thing to do that you could give as a gift. So let's get started by starting in the living room where a few of my projects are. Let's go. Okay, so in this room, what I wanted to show you is a vintage Heart Doily Garland, and I actually have my pink one up here, and I made my pink one probably, it was either last year or the year before. They're super easy to make, and I have a whole blog post on how to make it, and I'll link that in the description. But I wanted to show you the first one, the very first one I made. And it's probably 7 or 8 years old, and it still looks fantastic. Really easy DIY craft. You simply thread some twine into the hole on the top, through the back, and out through this side, and you keep doing it until you get as many as you want. So take a look at my pink one and then consider making this vintage Valentine craft. So for the next project, since we're talking about doily hearts, I thought I would show you an envelope I shared as a craft for a Valentine tablescape, and I'll be sure to put a link in the description to that Valentine table. But I'm going to show you how I made this because it's super easy. So this heart has a design on it, and that design is kind of like your recipe to make the envelope. So you'll basically fold in this line here, fold number 2 over, fold 3 down, and then 4. And then what I did was I sat a book on it until the glue was secure, and then you have a little envelope. Okay, so for my next one, I wanted to share with you this Victorian garland that I actually made from gift tags that I created in my Etsy shop. So the cool thing about this garland is you're buying these gift tags, and there's like 9 on a page, I think. There's many on a page. So what I did to make this garland is I cut out the gift tag, and then I used a special pair of scissors that cuts a design, and I cut these little corners on the card. Now, the year I hung this cute vintage Valentine craft was over here where my doily garland is, and it was so cute and perfect size for a bookcase, but you can hang it anywhere. You can hang it on a wall, on your mantle. There's so many places, and garlands are one of the most fun things to decorate with. So I'll put a link in the description to my Etsy shop because that's where this one's available. I want to share with you a candle I made with an old vintage teacup. Okay, so I have a blog post on how to melt a candle into a teacup, and this was an old teacup that I already had, and I wanted to do something fun with it as a decoration, so I put a candle in it. And it's super easy. It sounds harder than it is, but I'll put a link in the description to the blog post so you can check it out. And I'll check and see if I have a YouTube video on all of these. And if I do, I'll be sure to put those links in the description too. Okay, so for the next craft, and I'm not sure if we should even call this a craft, but it's so cute. I wanted you to see it. And that is taking vintage candy molds or chocolate molds. And I found these cute heart ones at the garage sale. And I was like, what do I do with these? I mean, I have to get them because they're Valentine looking, but I'm not gonna cook in them. So I sat them in a dough bowl. You can put them in anything. And then I went to the dollar store and got these tea lights, and I just sit the tea lights down in it, and they look so pretty when they're all lit. I wanted to talk a little bit about my mantle. I'm not sure if you would call this a full-blown craft, but it definitely takes some effort to put it together. Up here on my mantle is a frame that I thrifted, and in this frame is one of the printables that's in my free printable library. And I'll be sure to put a link in the description. All you have to do is subscribe to my newsletter, and then you get access to all the free printables. And keep an eye on those newsletters, because every so often I put another one in there, and it may be something you want to decorate your home. So this one is what I call the love story, and it's the scripture in the Bible that talks about love is patient, love is kind, and so on. So you can craft this by putting it in a frame or be creative and do whatever you want with it. But for my project, I put it on my mantle for Valentine's Day. Okay, so the next project I want to show you is in my kitchen sitting room. Okay, so in here on my hutch is a really popular one this year. A lot of people have shared with me that they love this, that it brings back memories, good memories, and it's very nostalgic. So this is it's in my Etsy shop, and I basically took vintage classroom Valentine cards and I designed them on top of a vintage envelope. And then I made it into a garland. Super, super easy to make. All the directions are in the Etsy listing, and I'll put a link in the description to that. But we're gonna keep using these vintage classroom cards to make a wreath to go in here on this wall. And the reason why is I think it's fun to repeat a pattern from one side of the room to the other, or from one corner to the next. It just helps bring a cohesiveness to your decorating. So let's head back into the living room and we'll make that wreath together. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you all of these, because I have these tiny ones. And these are not in the Etsy shop. I went through so many different sizes trying to figure out the ratio for this wreath. And let me tell you that I'm starting with this metal frame, and I actually found this at the Dollar Tree. So I will measure the width of this, and I'll put it here on the screen, and I'll put it in the description so you know what size frame I'm using. So basically, you're gonna start out by downloading and cutting out all the cards. And then you're going to lay them out on your frame. So once I kind of get them where I want them, now we're gonna start gluing them down with a glue gun. And I'm gonna start with this little kitty at the bottom. So to get an idea, I'm gonna press him a little bit just so I know where I need to put that glue. I also put a piece of paper under this just because I was concerned that I would glue it to my table. All right, so now we need to add a ribbon. First thing I'm gonna do is put this under here, like so that we have that. First of all, this is probably about 48 inches long, this ribbon. It's pretty long. So I fold it in half to find the center, and then I'm gonna make 2 ears like so. Then I'm gonna tie them together. And then as I tie it together, I just flip that over and I start pulling it like this. And as I pull it, I adjust it to get my ears about the same length. I want a nice size bow for my wreath, so I think that is what we're going to do. And we're actually going to leave these long tails, and we'll cut them after we hang it so we can decide if we want them shorter or if we want to leave them long. First, I'm going to glue this into place so it doesn't move on me. So I'm going to pull this back, and I'm just going to drop a little drop of glue right here, and then put this back over, and then I'll just push it down just so it adheres to it. And then I will put another drop of glue right here. Oh, and then I'm gonna put this right there. There we go. So we're done. Now we can go hang it. So I was thinking of hanging them here. Cut a little hole here, I folded it over and cut it. And then all we do is slip it over that little hook there, and we have a wreath, a cute wreath for Valentine's Day. I hope you had a great time crafting with me. If you love these vintage Valentine crafts, be sure to check out even more ideas in my blog post. I've linked it in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!